Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm back here, ranking my favorite PS4 games and PS5 games. I've tried to make it look a little bit more organized here with the rankings. I've made it a little bit smaller and I made it more even, just because I was getting kind of OCD about it. But we left off at Dreams, so let's get back into the rankings here. And first we have Firewatch, which I played, I want to say, in 2019. I don't remember the name of the two characters, but you're pretty much alone in the woods. Uh, you have a job as Firewatch, I guess you call it, but I just remember being like a very relaxing game to play, and you have these conversations with the other character, the female character, as you were doing the job, and there was like this whole mystery around what was going on in the woods. It was like almost like a psychological thriller. But it's a short game that you can probably beat, I would say, in 3 to 5 hours, and I enjoyed it. I found it to just be very relaxing. I played it in the summertime when people are typically camping, so I think I played it at the right time of year. Let's just show the trailer here. Yeah, and I remember this game had kind of like a unique art style to it, and I guess you would call this game a walk-in simulator. But yeah, no, I mean I enjoyed it. I enjoy walk-in simulators. I haven't played too many, so I think I'm gonna try to play more. I don't know. Again, I only played this once, and honestly, I don't remember the name of the main characters, and I remember just the art style and just the core gameplay of the game. But no, I enjoyed it. So where would I rank Firewatch? I'll probably hmm. Maybe I'll just put it at number 8. I'll put it at number 8 for now. Right, so I actually ranked Firewatch number 9, I meant. I wanted to have it in between Bloodborne and 2K there. So, alright, so next game here, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I didn't get by, and I said previously on the other Star Wars game there that I'm kind of a casual Star Wars fan. But this game I did enjoy for what I played. There's some elements that kind of remind me of Uncharted, with the grappling hook and just the platforming in this game, and well, also the fact that it's a third-person action game, just like Uncharted, and it kind of had some Souls-born elements to the level design, but honestly, I think I stopped playing it because I found it to be a little bit repetitive. I found there just was like a lot of fighting in this game, and it kind of got old after a while, and I think I kind of lost interest because of that. I may go back to it still. I think it is a compelling game, and I hope they do make a sequel to this game. I'm not sure when I'll go back to it, but I think I haven't played too many Star Wars games in my life. But this definitely is probably my favorite one, to be honest with you. So where would I rank it though? I think I'll rank it between Bloodborne and Firewatch there. So I'll move it to number 9 and Firewatch to 10 and 2K to 11. Alright, so next game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I played maybe 15 hours of, maybe, I want to say maybe a year and a half ago. And there is a lot to do in these open world games of Assassin's Creed. I didn't really play much of Assassin's Creed until Odyssey. I mean, I played the first few hours of Assassin's Creed 1 maybe like 5 years ago. I just stopped playing it. I just don't know if the series is for me, and there's a lot of content in these games, and you can really get your money's worth out of them. And I mean, you can put hundreds of hours into these Assassin's Creed games now. There's just so many like side stuff, and It's just I don't know. There's a lot to do, but like none of it I found that compelling. Honestly, I found the game kind of boring a lot of times. I just felt like it was just like a lot of busy work in the game. I think I do like the setting of ancient Rome, and the combat was okay, but just there's so much stuff to collect. There's so many missions, and I never felt like it. Just felt like a bunch of what do you call it? Just too much stuff, and just not. It's focused too much on the quantity and not enough on the quality. But I don't think it's a bad game. I just don't want to. I'm not someone that can invest 300 hours into one game nowadays. I mean, I don't have time for that, and I'd rather play many different games and focus on one game. If I tried to play this game, I'd be playing it probably for over half a year, and that just doesn't sound fun to me. But I know some people just like to enjoy their one game a year, maybe Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty or whatever sports game they like. And I don't know why I have a trailer for Halo Infinite up here. So let me, I gotta remember here. But where would I rank Odyssey? I don't know. I mean, should I rank Odyssey? Because I only played 15 hours of it. And with Star Wars, I didn't get by the whole game, but I think I played enough to really understand it. Maybe Assassin's Creed Odyssey I'll leave unranked for now. But I'm not saying I'll never go back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey or any Assassin's Creed game, but I just don't know if they're for me exactly. Let me just pull up a trailer here. If I can. Okay, well, I want to show gameplay, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I'll rank Assassin's Creed Odyssey just because the game is so massive, and I feel like even though I played it for 15 hours, I mean, you can play this game for probably over 300. So I will go on to the next game here, which is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and this game is a game I definitely think I would like. I played the first 2 to 3 hours, and I know it's not a very long game, and I know Microsoft bought the studio that developed this game, and this was kind of like a sleeper hit at the time. But let me pull up a trailer. But I know they're coming out with a sequel to this game, and it's probably gonna have a lot higher budget since this game just kind of came out of nowhere for everyone, and a lot of people loved it. And it's a game you have to play with headphones because the audio design in this game is really good. But I'm trying to just figure out how to describe it. And it's kind of funny. This was originally a PS4 exclusive, and going forward, this is going to be an Xbox exclusive. So it's a very atmospheric game, and if you've been watching the whole rankings here, you know I'm into the very atmospheric games, and it's a very creepy game. And I remember the game had like no UI or HUD, and graphically it looks really impressive even still. But I can't rank it just yet because I only played the first like 2 to 3 hours, and I think I'm actually gonna play it on my Xbox Series X, which it just received a next gen upgrade for on that console. So I think I'll play it on the Xbox. I know I own it on PS4 here, but I do have Game Pass, and this is on Game Pass, so I'll probably just play it that way. But yeah, it's a third-person action game, which I'm very into. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it other than that. So I'll give it a try, definitely before the sequel comes out, and I think it's a game I'll really like. Okay, so Overwatch. Of course, everyone know what Overwatch is. Multiplayer game developed by Blizzard. I only played a few hours of it. It, I'm not really much of a multiplayer guy, but something about the art style and just the fast paced nature of this game kind of enticed me to check it out. But like I said, I've only played, I don't know, maybe 4 hours of it. So I don't think I'll be ranking it, but I know Overwatch is very popular. So, yeah. Now, okay, so now we're moving on to Death Stranding. And let me pull up a trailer for Death Stranding. And Death Stranding, I would say, is probably the most underrated game I played on PS4. I think this game doesn't get enough love. And let me see if I can just find something here. Of course, it's developed by Kojima Productions, and Hideo Kojima's the director of this game. In this game, there's a lot of big-time actors in it, like Norman Reedus and what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. But they have a lot of big-time actors in this game. And I really enjoyed this game because how unique it was and how unique the gameplay was. If you don't know, with this game, it's pretty much you're delivering cargo in this post-apocalyptic world, and you have to manage the weight distribution of the cargo. So you may have to put some of the cargo on your back, a backpack, or you may have to put it on your hips, and you have to deal with terrain, and it's very well done, and it feels very realistic how it deals with terrain, and you having to manage the weight, and you get vehicles later in the game that make it easier to transport the cargo. And I know, like, being a delivery person in a video game sounds maybe dry and repetitive, but I found this game to be very, like, relaxing, and the music was very good. There was like a very what's the word I'm trying to think of, melancholy feel to the game. And basically, in this world, people are living in bunkers, and they get their cargo delivered by delivery people, and Norman Reedus' character is the main character, and you go around trying to deliver cargo and connect in the world, I guess. The story is very convoluted, and frankly, I'm still kind of confused about it, and I don't really understand it completely, but I found the story to be engaging. And yeah, this is just like a very relaxing game, and it's a game where you can just take your time and just enjoy the beautiful landscapes and your journey across the terrain. Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the most unique games I've ever played, and I think it's very underrated. I know this game, some people love it, some people hate it. Some people just couldn't get around the gameplay loop. But I really enjoyed the gameplay of it, so where would I rank Death Stranding? Honestly, I think I'm gonna rank Death Stranding between MLB The Show and Control. I really enjoyed it, and it's my first Hideo Kojima game, and I just enjoyed how, like, quirky it was, and I can definitely understand what people mean when they say this is a Hideo Kojima game, because there's just something quirky about it, and he kind of has a quirky personality, and he definitely brings that to his video games. So yeah, I will rank this game at number 4, behind Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and MLB The Show there. Alright, so I'm back here, and I actually moved Fall Guys. I think I kind of overrated Fall Guys a little bit, and I mean, I do like Fall Guys, but I don't think I should put it above Bloodborne or Infamous. So moved that to 9, and now I have Death Stranding, which actually, let me fix that a little bit. It looks a little off. Death Stranding to 4. So Yeah, and we don't have many PS5 games ranked, which is understandable. I haven't played too many PS5 games on my PS5. I've actually played more PS4 games on my PS5, but hopefully that will change over time. Like I said, I plan to do. I may try to do this once a year, or maybe every few years I'll try to do this. And obviously, in a few years' time, there'll be more PS5 games to rank on here. But for now, this is going to be more of a PS4 games ranking. So let me go on to the next game here. Outlast 2. I haven't played it, so I can't say anything about that. I'm not really much of a horror game fan, but I got that on PlayStation Plus. Neo, I got it on PlayStation Plus. May or may not try it out. I know it's a little bit different than Souls games, but I think there's some connection between some of the people that made Dark Souls and Neo. I forget what it is, but I know there's a audience for this game, and a lot of people do like Neo, and I think Neo 2 came out last year, but I don't really have much to say about it other than that. Outer Worlds I played, and I was looking forward to Outer Worlds, and I played, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 hours of it, and let me pull up a trailer here. It's made by Oblivion, which they're the developers of Fallout New Vegas, which I have yet to play, but yeah, I played trailer. I played like 5 to 10 hours of it, and I didn't find like the gameplay that fun. I thought it was kind of bare bones gunplay, and I know they're coming out with a sequel. I thought the game had some personality to it, and there was kind of an interesting story to it, but honestly, I think I just got kind of bored of it, and just that's why I stopped playing. I may go back to it eventually, but I would say that I was a little bit disappointed by this game. I actually kind of was looking forward to it, and I felt a little bit let down by it. I know people do like this game, and if you're really into Fallout, which I do enjoy Fallout, I wouldn't say I'm like a huge mega fan of Fallout, but yeah, I mean, you definitely should give this game a try. So I wouldn't rank this for now. Okay, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So I played through the campaign of Call of Duty Modern Warfare in one day, and like I said before, I don't play much of Call of Duty's multiplayer, and I should say this is not the same Call of Duty Modern Warfare that came out way back in 2007. This is actually it's not a remake, but they just called it Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it released in 2019. I guess you would call it Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the campaign. I played it in one day when I just had an off day from work, and I do kind of like playing through a game in one day sometimes. That's kind of fun. The gunplay is really good. That's why so many people love Call of Duty, and it was a very graphically enriched game. But other than that, I mean, it's Call of Duty. You know what to expect out of Call of Duty. So I did play a little bit on the multiplayer, and I have played a little bit of Warzone, but I may try a little bit more Warzone. I know it's extremely popular right now. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can rank Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Because it relies so much upon the multiplayer. I mean, this is one of the few games that has single-player multiplayer, and multiplayer is kind of more of the focus. Typically, it's the other way around. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it unranked for now. Okay, Rise of the Tomb Raider, have yet to play. I played Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, a little bit of it. I'm a huge Uncharted fan. I never played Tomb Raider before, and I know a lot of people kind of joke about Uncharted, call it Dude Raider, because you're playing as a male character in Uncharted, obviously you got Nathan Drake, and then Tomb Raider, you're playing as a female character, and is it Lara Croft? I know it's I think it's Lara Croft, but everyone says Laura Croft. And I played a little bit of Tomb Raider. It doesn't feel exactly like Uncharted. It feels a little bit different. I mean, you have a bow and arrow in the game, which you don't in Uncharted, and I feel like there was more variety in the gameplay, which can be a good thing. And there was more like side content and stuff. But the game, I was enjoying playing it. I can't remember really why I stopped playing it, to be honest with you. I thought it felt a little bit bloated. I thought there was maybe a little bit too much to do, where it almost felt like they were trying to make it an open world game, but it's a linear game. I know the sequels, or I think Rise of the Tomb Raider is regarded as the best one in the trilogy. But I don't think I played enough of Tomb Raider Definitive Edition to rank it, so I think I'll leave it unranked for now. Okay, so Shadow of the Colossus. I played this a few years ago. It's a remake of the Shadow of the Colossus that came out on PlayStation 2. I don't know why this. And I got through, what do you call them? Let me just pull up the trailer here. So this is regarded by a lot of people as one of the best games in PlayStation history, and you pretty much spend the whole game trying to figure out how to defeat, I guess you would call them the Colossi, and this game has a very relaxing atmosphere to it, and you pretty much go around on your horse, riding around and trying to defeat all the Colossi. I did like the first 2 or 3 Colossi, and yeah, I found it to be somewhat engaging, and I would say this is like an action / puzzle game, and the music was quite good, but I didn't really play enough of it to really formulate my opinion. So I mean, I'm still formulating my opinion on this game, and I probably would need to play a little bit more, but I can see why a lot of people are into it. So I mean, I don't really have much other to say than that. Alright, so moving on here, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 3, and Vice City. I played a lot of these games a while back. I actually played it over a friend's house when we were probably too young to be playing games like these. But, I mean, these are obviously classic games, and I did play a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 3. Admittedly, it feels really outdated. I mean, this game came out in 2001, and I was like, this game, I know it's a classic, but it felt so old, and just the controls were awkward, and I was like, I don't enjoy this. And I heard they may be remaking all 3 of these games before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. So I think these games really do need it, but I can't rank these games because I think I bought these on sale. They had like a 3-pack of them, and these are just the original PS2 games up-resed for PlayStation 4. So I mean, they're classic games, but I think they're a little bit outdated at this point. Life is Strange, I played a little bit of. It's, what do you call it? It's one of these games where you have constant choices on where the story goes, and you have dialogue choices, and you can decide what actions to take. Let me pull up the trailer here. But I know they've had a few seasons of this game, and it's an episodic game series, just like the Telltale games that they used to release. But you follow this girl in school, and yeah, honestly, I don't remember too much of the 2 hours that I played of it, but I may check it out again. That's definitely a game. It's a very chill game to play because it's not really heavy in the gameplay. It's more just a story-based game where you're making all these decisions, but you don't really have to do much. You can just sit there and just, press a button from time to time. It's not really there's nothing complex about the gameplay in this game, so I can't rank Life is Strange. Titanfall 2, I got pretty far in the Titanfall 2 campaign, and then I just stopped playing it. I think I got sidetracked by another game, and I did enjoy the gameplay loop of it, the wall climbing and getting into the mech suits, and I thought the gunplay was pretty good. So, it's another one of these games that I didn't finish, and I don't think I could rank it. I never even played the multiplayer. Now, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. I played maybe 30 hours of this game, and then I just stopped playing it. I know it's regarded by many as one of the best role-playing games of all time. Let me pull up the trailer here. Witcher 3. And it's, of course, made by the developer CD Projekt Red, which just came out with Cyberpunk. Sure, let's pull up that trailer. But no, I mean, The Witcher 3 is an open world role-playing game, and I know The Witcher is quite popular. It has a Netflix show, and you follow the story of Geralt, and I was tried to look up the story before I played this game because I wasn't sure, do I really need to know what happened in Witcher 1 and 2 before I played Witcher 3? And I did do that because I didn't play Witcher 1 and 2 because they were only on PC and Xbox, I'm pretty sure. But honestly, I still didn't really was able to follow the story even after watching a story guide for it. I think what I want to do is try to go back and play Witcher 1 and 2 on the PC at some point, and then maybe eventually I'll come back to Witcher 3, but I think I just stopped playing Witcher 3 because I wasn't able to really follow the story, and I just was getting kind of bored, honestly. I thought the combat was okay, but I thought it could have been better. Don't get me wrong, I think from a technical standpoint, this game is very impressive, and I think that it's one of these games where it feels like every square inch of it just something sticks out, and it's a very big open world game, and it's a game you can just get lost in. Let me pull up another trailer here. But honestly, I think part of the reason I just got kind of bored with it is just, I think in my older age here, I'm getting kind of bored of fantasy. And I grew up loving Harry Potter, but I'm at this point in my life where too much fantasy in a story is just, it's kind of a turnoff to me. I find it kind of boring. And maybe I'm just sick of fantasy. And I think that's part of the reason why I just got bored of The Witcher. And like I said, I get why this game was huge and so popular. And there's so many, I think there's something like 30 different endings to this game. There's a bunch of dialogue options and story options, and you can really craft a story in the way you want to craft it, and you can have all sorts of different outcomes, which is a cool experience. But I just get kind of bored of the game, and that's all I can say. It doesn't mean it's a bad game or anything, but maybe it was just not speaking to me. If the game's not speaking to me, I feel like I'm just wasting my time, and I'm forcing myself to play it. So this is going to be controversial, but I'm not going to rank The Witcher 3. From a technical standpoint, it's very impressive. I don't deny that. And it's definitely one of the most technically impressive open world games that I played. And maybe eventually I'll get back to it, and I will see. I will be able to rank it, and but for now I'm gonna leave it unranked. So actually, so what I think I'm gonna do here, guys, is I think I'm gonna end it here, and I will be back in the following weeks here to do more streams. It's looking like I still have a good number of games left to rank. So what I'm probably gonna do is, this may be like a 3 or 4 part series, maybe even 5. But hope you're enjoying the ranking so far. So I will be back in the future to rank more PS4 and PS5 games.